What's up, my friends? Thank you for joining me. In today's video, we're going to do a breakdown of Van Halen's Little Dreamer. Now, I will say, I really do think this song is pretty underrated. When a lot of people mention their favorite Van Halen songs or the most popular ones that are out there, Little Dreamer very rarely gets mentioned. And after studying this song inside and out, it is severely underrated, and we're going to go through everything in detail to see what we can learn. Starting off, this song is in a key signature that 99% of rock songs are not in, and that being C minor, E flat major. I'm just going to be looking at it as C minor. It's easier to just kind of stick to it like that. So here's the intro riff, which is also part of the choruses. Really based around 1 chord to the 5 chord, and it's basically hanging around these minor sevenths. So C minor 7 and G minor 7. A huge key dynamic with this riff is the staccato that's on the 2nd and 3rd notes specifically. So check it out. What I think is the coolest aspect of the verses is that some of the chords actually start on the and of 1. And that's very atypical for a lot of rock players to do that. And it really just gives it a cool vibe. So check it out. So you can think of this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Moving on to this first chorus, we've got some awesome fills to dissect. So 1 chord, 5 chord to the 4 chord, and each of those are based around a minor 7th. Now into the first fill. What's funny about this lick is, to my ears, I actually kind of think of like a B.B. King sort of phrase there. Although B.B. obviously didn't use like a whammy bar and all that, he would often do these Mixolydian style phrases and kind of use that chromaticism at the end there. Now the next fill is classic Van Halen usage of harmonics. Moving on to the second verse, and what's cool about this is he's actually progressing the parts or in the song. So he's not just playing the same parts that he did in the first verse, he's starting with that, but then the second half of it is going to A flat, E flat, B flat, and then to the 5 chord G5. So let's check it out. You could see too that on that G5 power chord, there's a cool little fill in there, and I didn't actually hear that fill until I listened to the isolated track. Essentially, that's just adding in that sus2 on the G string. Moving on to the second chorus, there's 1 fill in here, and then he's going into the solo. So here's that fill. What I like most about this fill is that it sounds to me on the first bend, he's got some finger vibrato, and on the second bend, he's actually bringing in the tremolo bar to do the vibrato. Hey, so real quickly, if you guys are enjoying this video, be sure to smash that like button below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Every single week I'm posting tons of content, and all of your support means the world to me. Thank you so much. Let's get back to the breakdown. Now into this solo, super cool. There's an awesome pickup phrase into it. And it's got some cool articulations in there, hammer-ons, pull-offs, slides, and it kind of makes for this stringy sort of a line. So it's important to listen closely for that. This solo is mainly based around the C Aeolian mode or the C natural minor scale, but there are a couple Eddie-isms where he's adding in some Phrygian and some other cool chromaticism. There's that staccato. Chromaticism, now using the bar. Cool little attention to detail, the slide out there. This is a quick G minor arpeggio. What's cool about that is you're picking the first bend and then the second one is on its own. Into this Phrygian-esque thing that I think of with Eddie's playing. Chromaticism again on the end and then sliding out. More of that pick the first bend but bend up even higher without a picked attack. Lots and lots of staccato there. You can hear that, how he's like choking a bunch of those notes. And that kind of gives that feel. And then using the tremolo bar at the end for some of the vibrato. So now going into this last chorus, we've got 3 different fills going on, and the way I've broken this down is the first fill is around the Dorian mode, the second fill is around the Phrygian mode, and the third fill is interesting. Let me show you. Like I said, I'm breaking things down theoretically as well as the playability side. And while I don't think Eddie was really thinking too much about the theory, it fascinates me and it helps me to navigate the fretboard and just strengthen my ear overall. Now the second fill, based around Phrygian, both of those fills being based around minor, but with Dorian, you have this major 6th in there, so it kind of smoothens the minor sound out. Phrygian, on the other hand, has a flat 2 in it, so it's really kind of the opposite of that, and it has more of a darker side at times. Now, this last fill is interesting to me. I was kind of chuckling earlier about it because, to me, it kind of sounds not necessarily like a mishap, but it's very, very hard to replicate this. What I'm hearing is based around this. So you can hear that there's these series of bends, and the last one just kind of goes super high up into the stratosphere. Super, super bluesy and cool, but without a doubt the most challenging fill to recreate or replicate in the song, I think. We've made it now to the very ending, and what I really like about this is that there's a swell at the very end on the 4 chord, and that's actually how the song is ending. So. Pretty cool ending. I mean, most people would typically just go to the 1 chord C, right? But in this case, he ends on an F5. Very unique. Well, that's going to do it on Van Halen's Little Dreamer. Absolutely epic and underrated song. I hope you had fun. I know I had fun breaking down this song. Can't wait for the next Van Halen breakdown. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, and if you really want to dive deeper into Van Halen's guitar playing, I do offer one-on-one private lessons. Been studying Van Halen for years, and I love to share any of the information that I've learned from the great Eddie Van Halen. Check the description box below to get in contact with me. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next week for another video here on my YouTube channel. See ya!